The Invisible Puppet Master. David Marshall strutted into his corner office, admiring his name freshly etched on the glass door. Chief Marketing Officer, Mindshare Incorporated. 20 years of dedication had finally paid off. He tossed his designer briefcase onto his immaculate desk and swiveled in his ergonomic chair, gazing at the Manhattan skyline. "Mr. Marshall," his assistant interrupted through the intercom, "the R&D team is ready for your first executive presentation." In the sleek conference room, Dr. Natalie Chen, head of research, dimmed the lights. "Congratulations on your promotion, Mr. Marshall. Today we'll unveil Project Whisper, our most groundbreaking consumer influence technology yet." The presentation showcased subliminal messaging techniques so subtle they bypassed conscious awareness completely. Hidden audio frequencies that triggered specific emotional responses, color patterns that guided eye movement to strategic product placements, imperceptible video frame insertions that planted purchase desires directly into the subconscious. "Our test groups showed a 78% increase in purchase intent," Dr. Chen explained proudly. "They genuinely believed they were making independent choices." David leaned forward, impressed. "This is revolutionary. When can we implement?" "We already have, Doctor." Chen replied with a thin smile. "For 18 months across all our major accounts, the FTC hasn't detected a thing." The ethical implications gnawed at David that evening as he drove home in his luxury sedan. He'd spent his career believing in free market choice, not mind control. Yet he couldn't deny the impressive results. He pushed the thoughts aside and turned on his favorite radio station. The next morning, David noticed something odd. The coffee brand in his kitchen cupboard matched the one from yesterday's presentation. So did his toothpaste and his cologne, and the streaming service he'd subscribed to last month. At work, he discreetly pulled up his purchase history on his phone. Nearly everything he'd bought in the past year aligned with Mindshare client brands. "Coincidence," he muttered, but a cold feeling crept up his spine. During lunch, he overheard Dr. Chen talking with the CEO in the hallway. "The executive recruitment program was flawless," the CEO was saying. 20 years of carefully crafted suggestions, and he never suspected a thing. From college recruitment fair to CMO, all according to design. David froze, sandwich halfway to his mouth. "His psychological profile made him perfect," Dr. Chen replied. "High achievement orientation, moderate ethical flexibility, strong desire for status symbols. The classic Mindshare executive template." That evening, David found himself in his basement surrounded by boxes from his college days. There it was, the career fair brochure where he'd first learned about Mindshare. The layout suddenly looked familiar, the same patterns from yesterday's presentation. He dug deeper. The company newsletter he'd received monthly as an intern, the training videos he'd watched as a junior marketer, the motivational posters in the break room, all contained the same subliminal techniques. He hadn't chosen his career path. He'd been programmed to follow it. The next morning, David marched into the conference room where the board was gathered, ready to expose everything. He had prepared an impassioned speech about ethics and free will, but as he opened his mouth to speak, the CEO smiled and pressed a button on his phone. A particular tune began playing softly through the room's speakers. David immediately felt calm, reasonable. He looked down at his notes and they suddenly seemed alarmist and ridiculous. "I believe congratulations are in order," the CEO announced. "Our quarterly results are exceptional, largely thanks to David's marketing strategies." The room erupted in applause. David beamed with pride, completely forgetting why he'd come. That evening, as he admired his new company car, the exact model he'd always dreamed of owning, a small part of his brain managed one final moment of clarity. He looked at the sleek vehicle, then at his perfect house, then at his perfectly tailored suit, and laughed until tears ran down his face. He finally understood the company motto he'd helped create. "At Mindshare, we don't capture markets, we create them." Moral of the story: the most effective prison is one where the inmates believe they built the walls themselves.